Toastmasters and welcome guests. Today I will be speaking to you on Now Find Your Strengths. Now what does that mean to you? And I'm going to pass out a little information. I'm going to give it. This is my presentation. I'll share it with each of you as we go along here. You can follow along here. A couple years ago I had the opportunity to learn some things about strengths, what we do best. I'm going to ask you a question. What are the two greatest days of your life? Any takers? The two greatest days of your life. I'll give you a hint. Yes, go ahead.
One, when I found out that I was going to become a grandmother. And the second, when I found out I'd be a second grandmother.
Oh, okay. Not everyone gets the experience of being a grandmother. I will never have that experience. But each of us has these two dates in common. One, the first one is the day you're born. Nothing can start without knowing the date of your birth. The second is knowing why. Why were you born? That's what I want to focus on today, is why we are all here. Objective is simple. Give an introduction, talk about the brain, and then how you can use your strengths. Let's share a couple of things. Great organizations must find ways to get the most out of their employees. I work for a wonderful organization. I've worked for them for 32 years. And I ask myself, what am I doing to develop the people around me? Where am I focusing my attention? Am I giving them the opportunity to utilize what they do best? And that has prompted me to talk to them beginning this week about their strengths, finding what they do best, and incorporating that into what we do. I want people to be at a point where they can share the best that they have to offer, to give their best, find what they do best, and utilize it to the best of their ability. I found out that my strengths are positivity. That's my number one strength. I believe that we can do things, and we can do these things very well. How many of you go to work every morning and know that you're going to operate in your field of strength? That everything you do is exactly what you're meant to do on this planet. That you're awakened every morning wanting to be at work because you get a chance to apply your skills to the task at hand. How many of you have that experience? Every day, you come in there and you want to do it. Fantastic, you're a group that I don't have to train. But for those of us who are not doing that, and typically only about 20% of the world's employees or people are utilizing their strengths each and every day when they come to work. 20%. So we have 4/5 of the people who are not as engaged as they could be. You are engaged when you're utilizing your strength. You're doing the things that you are meant to do here on this planet. Now, there are two assumptions that guide most managers. You're following along with me. And the first one is each person can learn to be competent in almost anything. A while back there was a 10,000 hour theory that a person who spends 10,000 hours becomes an expert in everything. Not all of us have 10,000 hours in order to complete a process or become competent or experts in it. The second assumption that guides most managers is each person's greatest room for improvement is in their areas of weakness. Now, the truth is, these assumptions are not correct. The true assumptions that guide the best managers, that each person's talents are enduring and unique. They stand alone. Each person's greatest room for growth is not in the areas of his weakness, but rather in the areas of his strength. What do you need to build your life around the strengths? There are 3 tools. One is talent. This is naturally occurring. I am not going to be as good as Michael Jordan in basketball. I'm not going to try. But I might be able to beat him in tiddlywinks. I don't know. Knowledge consists of the facts and lessons learned. Each of us can learn to be better in our areas of strength, and that's where we must focus. And skills are the steps of an activity. Warren Buffett says the only difference between us may simply be that I get up every day and have a chance to do what I love to do every day. That's the goal that I want to have for each of you today, is to be able to do what you do best each and every day and be excited about the opportunity to do that. Strengths are based on what your brain's capacity is. Your brain has an incredible capacity. When you're born, we have like 100 billion neurons in our body, in our mind, our brains. And each of these neurons connect with others. And these synaptic connections are about 15,000 of them. So when a child is born about the age of 3, they've had this 15,000 connections with their neurons and axons. And we then see them as having 1 quadrillion synapses. When you're an adult, it seems to reduce. But children are incredible sponges. As adults, it's only 300 trillion synaptic connections, which is 3 times as many as the entire internet, which only has 100 trillion. Think about that. Your brain is 3 times more effective than the internet. It's amazing. My top 5 themes after I've gone through Strength Finders, and the book that I've read is this one here, Strength Finders 2.0. I found that my top 5 themes were positivity, belief, context, harmony, and intellection. I'm not sure about that 5th one, but I'm pretty sure about the first 4. What I would like each of you to do, if you have not yet received this book, is to get it. Find out what your core strengths are and utilize those in your day-to-day life. I want to remind you or share with you a thought by Woodrow Wilson, which is simply, you're not here merely to make a living. You are here to enable the world to live more amply, with greater vision and with a finer spirit of hope and achievement. You are here to enrich the world. And if you fail in this endeavor, you impoverish yourself. At this point, I'd like to entertain any questions that you may have. You got this book? Yes.
Do you think that a person's strengths may change basically due to job changes, life situations? Or are they maybe the top 5, top 10? Do they stay in that kind of category?
They'll probably stay in that category. Let's give you an example. If your tool and you're a hammer, you consider the entire world as names. It doesn't matter what field you're into, you're still going to be that same hammer. What you may find is that you can utilize your skills more adaptively in certain respects. Let's say your new job requires you to do these certain things. You may be best at doing these other things. Typically, you can incorporate what you do best in your new assignment as well. Finding what you do will help you ignite your ability to learn and do more things and to contribute more to your new job. I think your strengths will stay similar, but how you apply them is what is the most important. How do you apply your strengths to your current situation? Any other questions? I rushed through this, guys, and I apologize. I think I needed about 15 minutes on this thing. it has much more stuff to do. Maybe we can make this a hard one. All right, that's all I have.